lock down your online stuff, it might not help if your info is already compromised. The best thing to do now would be to change your password to something not easy to guess. With Fox on Tech, I'm Eben Brown, Fox News.
I'm Ashley Dvorkin with the Fox Celebrity Profile with director Danny Boyle and writer Alex Garland, who reunite to return to the horror world they created with 28 Years Later, which will launch a new trilogy.
We wanted to make a highly original film if we could. We understood we were indebted to the first film, and we acknowledged that. And there is a character that will reappear in the rest of the trilogy.
They've seen how audiences' expectations have evolved with the genre.
Did that become a great challenge to take on just as the bar keeps getting raised?
Definitely. I think broadly, audiences are always getting more and more sophisticated. It's true in visual effects. However, I would say that for a long time, it was not true with story. So I would say story and themes and characters were more complex, more morally ambiguous in the 1970s than they became post-2000.
Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
WIOD Miami, WBGG FM HD2 Fort Lauderdale. Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Now, number one for podcasting. News Radio 610 WIOD, an iHeartRadio station.
1-1. He might have hit one out of the ballpark there. Out to right and deep. Second deck. He squared the bunt 2 pitches ago. And Kyle Stowers rips number 16 into the seats. Tied at 1, bottom 2.
Miami Marlins baseball is on deck.
Pitch to Connor Norby. He drills out to right center and deep. Frelick back. Track wall. It is gone. Connor Norby. He's getting right. 1-1 pitch. That one hammered out to left center field and deep. Martian Rojas back. They're looking up, and it's gone. Wag attack. A 2-run homer.
Marlins on deck. Brought to you by ADT, the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins, and Norwegian Cruise Line. Experience more at sea. Let's head out to the ballpark. Here's your host, Steven Strong.
Okay, nice job, Carlos. Welcome. We're live from Lone Depot Park in Miami. Another humid, rainy, 82-degree Saturday afternoon, but it doesn't mean a darn thing. We are inside the comfort of the AC in the broadcast booth this afternoon. You're listening to Miami Marlins baseball on the radio. It's News Radio 610 WIOD. Game 142 of 162, 21 games left, and Sandy Alcantara looks to reset the Marlins after dropping game 1 last night. This version of Sandy Alcantara has Marlins fans smiling ear to ear, glancing over to the person, whoever you're watching with, and saying, I think he's back. 3 straight outings of 7 innings completed, and the Marlins have won 2 of his last 3 starts. However, Sandy will face off against a guy he groomed, Jesus Luzardo, former Marlin, who is searching for a deep playoff run with the Phillies. It's game 2 of this 3-game NL East set between the 82-59 Phillies and your 65-76 Miami Marlins. We mentioned Sandy. He'll make his 28th start of the season, his final one as a 29-year-old. He will turn 30 years old tomorrow. Happy early birthday to Sandy. He will go opposite Jesus Luzardo, who will take the ball for the 29th time in 2025. Per usual on this City Connect Saturday, we will get going at 4:10 right here on the Marlins Radio Network. Hi, everyone. Thanks for making Marlins on Deck a part of your Saturday afternoon with Jack McMullen and Rod Allen. I'm Steven Strom. Got a good show for you ahead. We're going to first start with Brian Navarrato. If you would have told me we would lead with Brian on September 6th, I probably would have called you crazy, but that's the beauty of baseball. We'll hear from Brian after he hit his first career home run in the show. We'll hear from Clayton McCullough, Marlins manager, on what Sandy's improvement has been, plus if he's seeing a different swag in Sandy as of late. We'll get you at the count with Luzardo and Sandy. Jack will jump in for some storylines, our Expo question today at Marlins Radio, and Steve's guarantee to victory. Okay, so the Marlins dropped game 1. Yes, there wasn't a ton really to highlight, but there was an awesome moment, and this is the beauty of baseball. Brian Navarrato, 30-year-old. This guy was drafted in 2013, a selection of the Minnesota Twins. He's bounced around. He debuted with the Marlins in 2020. As crazy as this sounds, That is 5 years ago. It doesn't feel like that, but 2020 was 5 years ago. That's the last time Navarrado has played in a game. He's played in 2 with the Miami Marlins. Then he was released. He's been to a couple of different teams. But this March, he signed a minor league deal with the Marlins. Okay, cool. 6 home runs with AAA Jacksonville. We've seen the injuries to the Miami Marlins. Navarrado's contract was selected. He has not played the last couple of games. Yesterday, he got his first AB in 1,837 days. 5 years later, here was Brian at the plate.
It was a special. It was an amazing moment for me and for my family as well.
All right, wanted to get the call of Brian Navarrado's home run, but we'll pivot here. We'll get him on StreamYard in a second if we can, Carlos, back in the studio. I want to hear at least from Brian after that home run. Let's hear what Brian had to say, the emotions and what it meant to him.
It was a special. It was an amazing moment for me and for my family as well. It's been a long road, and I didn't take it for granted. And I just trying to enjoy the moment the more that I can, and it happens. It was so happy. Not only for me, I feel like for my family that being battle for me. There is a couple times that as a human being, you trying to expect that you're not gonna make it, but that's when the family come and they just like support you and give you all the strength to be here. And
All right. Not sure if you were able to hear that, but again, congratulations to Brian Navarrado for his first career home run. 1,837 days, not in the lineup. I don't know how much he's going to play, but you saw the reaction in the dugout. His teammates were fired up, and congratulations again to him. We'll break here. We'll try to figure out some of the technical difficulties, and we'll hear from Clayton McCullough on Sandy Alcantara, who will continue to what has been an elite stretch for Sandy. Last 7 innings complete. He'll face off against the Phillies for the 3rd time this year. We'll play at 4:10. We're back in 2 on the Marlins Radio Network.
For a home with no worries. That one cracked down the right field line. Soto on the move. That gets in, and that'll plate 2. Wagaman gunning towards second base. He will get in there, and he plates Otto from 3rd and Burt from 2nd. Wag attack with a 2-run double, and it's a point. Also walked a batter. And the 3-0 to Weimer is drilled out to left. It's hanging up for Nimmo, and he misplayed it. He came in, he leaped high in the air, and he couldn't glove it. Wagaman comes in to score. Here comes Norby all the way from first, and he scores without a throw.
An amazing 343 start in his big league career. Ground ball right side, base hit, it's through the hole. Scoring is Hernandez. Wagaman is held up at 3rd, and the Marlins get a run. They're 6th of the game. Another RBI for Marcy, 25 RBI.
Been there for it's there.
Yep. Chef Boyardee.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Punch to right center field softly. It'll drop for a hit. 1 run will score, and they will hold up Norby. Wagaman scores a throw to second base as they try to backpick Marcy, who got back in there. 7-2 Miami an hour. Runners at the corners, 8-8 game. Line drive right field. Soto going back. He makes the catch in the backhand, but Ramirez will tag up, and he will score. The Marlins lead 9-8 on the sac fly. JT Realmuto now, and maybe Benito.
1-1. That would lift it out to left center field. That's going to get down and plate 1. That might plate 2. It's rolling all the way to the wall. Hicks getting the runaround from 3rd. He will score. He beats the throw. He scores from first base, and Connor Norby gives the fish.
Live entertainment and handcrafted cocktails at Temp Lounge. We thank you for choosing us as the premier casino, resort, brunch, and date night spot in Miami. Reimagined, redesigned. Rediscover Miccosukee Casino and Resort online at miccosukee.com.
Great to have you aboard here on a Saturday afternoon from the ballpark. It's game 2 of this 3-game set. Middle game, Marlins looking to bounce back. Apologies again for segment 1. Brian Navarrado, congratulations. First career home run for him. I'm Steven Strom, host of the program here. Marlins on deck. Carlos back in the studio. 610 WIOD today. Jack McMullen, Rod Allen, they have your call at 410. okay, it has been a pleasure to watch Sandy Alcantara just when you thought maybe, are we going to see this? Are we going to see this at some point this season? Not just one, not just two, but 3 consecutive starts where you feel like Sandy Alcantara is back. We've had so many discussions on why. We've talked about the Tommy John, but it was one simple answer today for Clayton McCullough. The command. That's been the biggest difference. It's shown in the strikeouts. Sandy, 38 Ks in the month of August, only 18 in July, 23 in June, 21 in May, and 19 if you split April and March. Here was Clayton McCullough today expanding on really just the command being the biggest difference for Sandy during this stretch.
I think to say there's probably not a bit more confidence and more wind at his sails right now, there definitely is. I mean, I think there was, never a point where, Sandy's ability to compete, even through some of the struggles, wasn't there. But I think, some of the, question of, okay, how long is this going to go? I continue to put in the proper type of work in between starts and looking for ways to, turn this thing around. So he never stopped looking for solutions to some of the earlier season struggles. And, now that I think he is, it's probably less
stuff, but it's just not working. So we'll just continue on here. For Sandy Alcantara, it's been about the command, and for Clayton McCullough, when he made the pie chart as far as why there's been success, he had mentioned a couple of different things, but I think the command has been number one. We've seen him not be able to, land the changeup. He's kind of went away from the four seam, the sinker. That was not the case, at least against the Mets last week. It all starts with command for Sandy Alcantara, and that's always the biggest question when you come back from Tommy John surgery. It showed in the walks. It showed in the batting average against. But for Sandy, it has been a pleasure, and it has been awesome to see him, figure it out. He has had so many instances where he's been so frustrated, but the work has never wavered. He's never kind of steered away. So it's been awesome to see Sandy, and he's going to have his hands full. Feels like, I don't want to say a validation start because the one against the Mets was awesome, and it's a tough lineup. But this one in particular, the Phillies are going to roll out a ton of tough lefties. Schwarber, Harper, they have Marsh in there. Kepler's been swinging a hot bat. So another good test for Sandy Alcantara, and the Marlins need it right now. They've been hit with the injury bug, and they're going to have to make a decision on what's going to happen tomorrow as far as a starter. No one's lined up. You assume maybe it's a bullpen game. So it is so vitally important for Sandy Alcantara to come out here and to give the Marlins length, especially after yesterday, Bayoso only going 3 innings. So Sandy, a tough task, but you got to feel good with how he's thrown and how he's looked against his Philadelphia Phillies lineup. Sandy will go opposite Jesus Luzardo. We'll get you ahead of the count next. We'll play at 4:10 on the Marlins Radio Network.
30, and that's second in the National League.
0-1. X gets a bunt down third base side. Beatty picks it up on the bare hand. He fires to second, and it's down the right field line. It kicked off the jutted out wall. Sanoha comes in to score, and a throwing error from Beatty plates another. X bunts his way aboard. We'll see how they want to score it, but Xavier Edwards on the misfire from Beatty at the hot corner is standing at second, and he swaps places with Javi. It's 5-0 in the top of the fifth.
For 11 on the road trip with a couple of RBIs and 2 doubles. 2-2 pitch. Hits it in the air to right center on the line. Going over the, can't get it. Cruz can't get it. 1 run will score. Here's Lopez rounding third. He comes in, and Connor Norby with a 2-run single to right center. The Marlins are back in it. It's 3-2 Washington.
Novella of you. 1-0 pitch. Weimer swings. He drives the ball high in the air, out to left and deep. That thing is gone. First Marlins homer for Joey Weimer, and it was a no-doubt shot. 108 off the bat. 403 feet just to the left of the Marlins bullpen, and the 2-run blast gets the fish on the board. It's 7-2 Washington in the top of the fifth. And the 0-2 to Burt. That one flared into shallow left field. That gets in for a base hit. They're going to send Augustine. He's trying to score. The throw is up the third base line, and 2 runs come in on the RBI knock from Heriberto Hernandez. On ball, he is as good as anybody in the game at that. 0-1. Sanoha bounces one that is a fair ball down the third base line. Mesa around second, headed.
At Good RX, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. Deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
Hey, this is Andrew Nardi, and you're listening to Marlins on Deck with Steven Strom on the Marlins Radio Network.
This is the way I live.
Welcome back here to Marlins on Deck, live from Lone Depot Park here as we get you ready for Game 2 at 4:10. City Connect Saturday. Marlins will be wearing those beautiful City Connect jerseys. Steven Strom here, Jack McMullen, and Rod Allen. 4:10 first pitch. It'll be Sandy Alcantara and Jesus Luzardo. Before we get you ahead of the count, I do want to give you a roster move, or a couple rather. Christian Rowe was selected from AAA Jacksonville. Freddie Tarnick placed on the 15-day IL with a left ankle sprain, and Declan Cronin released from the organization. Okay, let's get you ahead of the count. We'll start with Sandy. We wanted to hear some sound, but we had some technical difficulties. We will first start with the Sandman. Again, his final start as a 29-year-old. Birthday is tomorrow. He'll make his 28th start of 2025. 8-11, a 5.66 ERA, 148 innings pitched this season. He went 7 frames on Sunday against the Mets, allowed 1 run on 4 hits. Season high, 17 whiffs. We had talked about the command. There you have it. It's the proof in the pudding. When he's getting whiffs, and he hasn't been he was never a strikeout pitcher, Sandy Alcantara. He's always been a ground ball pitcher, stay in the zone kind of thing. But it's kind of been cool to witness this new version, I would say, like a different swing and miss guy with Sandy. We had mentioned the strikeouts through the roof in the month of August, but it's been cool to see him kind of get together with Daniel Mosquez, a lone leashman, and been able to kind of work on his repertoire. And he's starting this slider/curveball thing. So the punch outs have been up, the whiffs have been up. He's completed 7 innings in 3 straight outings, 4 consecutive quality starts. But over his last 4, he's posted a 1.67 ERA. He's seen Philadelphia twice. Okay, the first one on April 18th was a disaster. 2 frames, 4 hits, 6 runs. Second one was a lot better, but he was still kind of going through it in the middle of June. Still went 5 innings, gave up 5 hits and 2 runs, so he'll make his 3rd start against the Phillies here this season. Sandy will go opposite Jesus Luzardo, 27-year-old left-hander, former Marlin, will make his 28th start of the season. 12-6, a 4.05 ERA, 155 innings pitched this season, 182 Ks to 52 walks. He tossed 6-2 shutout on Sunday against the Atlanta Braves. He's had an up-and-down August. He's had 3 starts of 6 frames of 1-run ball. He's had 3 starts of giving up 3 or more runs. He has faced Miami twice this season. Back on April 20th, 7 frames, 8 hits, 2 runs, and then he pitched here in June. 5 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs. Big thing for Luzardo, the walks against righties. 45 from the right side, just 7 against the left. We had mentioned the lineup for the Miami Marlins. 7 right-handers in Clayton McCullough's offense and just 2 in Jacob Marcy and Troy Johnson from the left side for Miami. Sandy Alcantara, Jesus Luzardo, those 2 will be our matchup on the mound at 4:10. We'll break. We'll get Jack McMullen on. We got a ton to discuss. Marlins are going to bounce back and return serve in Game 2 of this 3-game set. Marlins on Deck continues right here on the Marlins Radio Network.
Runners at the corners, 8-8 game. Line drive right field. Soto going back. He makes the catch in the backhand, but Ramirez will tag up, and he will score. The Marlins lead 9-8 on the sac fly. JT Realmuto now, and maybe Benito.
1-1. That would lift it out to left center field. That's going to get down and plate 1. That might plate 2. It's rolling all the way to the wall. Hicks getting the runaround from third. He will score. He beats the throw. He scores from first base. And Connor Norby gives the Fish some big-time insurance. No, Marcy at third, Ramirez at first. And Augustine shuffling, the 2-0 pitch. That one lifted out to center field. Mullins on the move, ranging back. Cedric Mullins makes the catch. That is plenty deep enough for Jacob Marcy to score from third base. And that's a productive out number 2 at this top of the first inning. A sacrifice fly from Otto Lopez. It opens scoring for the Fish, 1-0 in the top of the first.
Hitting catcher here for the Marlins. Senga, long look at the belt. And the runner and comes home. And it's ripped to left field and deep, and it's going to get over the head. In fact, it's going to get over the wall for a home run. A line drive by Augustine Ramirez. So we wish you the best. 3-0 pitch, ground ball, base hit, right side. A little late start for Hicks. He does get the green light. He'll score easily. And the Marlins have 4 on the board. Hernandez a big turn, but he'll go back to first. It's an RBI for Heriberto, and the boos are coming down here on Kodai Senga and the New York Mets. 4-0 Miami. 30, and that's second in the National League.
0-1. X gets a bunt down third base side. Beatty picks it up on the bare hand. He fires to second, and it's down.
$1,000 off your flooring purchase. Up to 90-month financing available.
Dolphin carpet and tile. Get it right. Did you forget we tied on time?
Back here today on News Radio 610 WIOD. It's the Marlins. It's the Phillies on this Saturday afternoon from Lone Depot Park. Steven Strom here. Hello. Jack McMullen will join me now. Partner, we a game to forget yesterday. We talked about Brian Alvarado in the opening segment. Really cool story. But now we are on to today, and that is Sandy Alcantara, who looks to continue this stretch of baseball that has been, just a joy to watch, Jack. We've heard Clayton McCullough talk about the command, but what pitch or what has taken off the past 3, you think, for Sandy?
The changeup is the one that really jumps out to me. And, Gabby Sanchez mentioned it on the road trip, and he said the changeup is just eons better than where it was at even 3 weeks to a month ago. And Sandy slowly but surely has worked his way right back into that Cy Young changeup type of form. The fastball is really important. And, Clayton said it really is, 100% or close to 100% command. I totally agree. Totally with him on that. I feel like it's fastball command and changeup command. The specs have been there, and we've been talking about that. Velocity's been there since spring training, and he threw in mid-February. Shape has been there since spring training. It was just a matter of location around the strike zone or within the strike zone. And it feels like that is how Sandy has really ticked up as of late. So, we'll see if that continues here. There's no reason to believe that it won't.
What's more important, the four-seam or the changeup for him as far as command?
Probably the changeup, right? Because the four-seam, I understand that it's a huge part of his bag, but the sinker is great. And the sinker has always been there. And, I think it's important to kind of look at, and I know Jeff Nelson does this too, like sinker and four-seam, they're not two different pitches. He just calls them fastballs. And it's like, okay, he's got two different fastballs. So fastball command far and away is the most important thing, because if your fastball's over the heart of the plate, good lineups are going to kill you. So I don't know. I guess sinker, four-seam command is important, but for me, at the beginning of the year, really pre-All-Star break, that changeup at points felt somewhat uncompetitive. It was being spiked all the time. It was being sailed arm side all the time. He was missing so far away from lefties with that changeup. So for me, I don't know. I guess the fastball command is more important because he throws about double the heaters that he does a changeup. But at the end of the day, the changeup was so far and away lacking.
Yeah.
And the sinker and four-seamer were still okay. The changeup getting to a good place was the biggest, transition for me.
7 whiffs on that changeup against the Mets on Sunday. 7 whiffs against that four-seamer on Sunday against the Mets. What was interesting and what was encouraging, I think, for Sandy, we had talked about him working backwards. He didn't do that against the Mets. It was four-seam sinker heavy through the four-seamer 30 times, sinker 29 times, and that changeup 22. Okay, Sandy's going to go opposite Jesus Luzardo. We had mentioned the August, but for the most part, Luzardo has served his purpose for the Philadelphia Phillies. Where does it start with Luzardo? How can we get to him offensively after what was a struggle against Christopher Sanchez?
Yeah, so number one, you got to make sure that sweeper is over the heart of the plate if you're swinging at it, because that sweeper is one of the best pitches in Major League Baseball. That sweeper is nasty. Opponents are hitting about $170 against it. They're whiffing all the time. Major League average whiff rate on a sweeper, I would guess, is about low to mid 30%. I'll call it 34%. His is about 45% whiff on the sweeper. So it's his go-to swing and miss pitch. Do not let him get to the sweeper where it is overwhelmingly effective and he can throw it strike to ball, starting in the strike zone and drifting off the plate in on righties or away to lefties. I would say jump on the fastball, but the fastball is really hard. Wait him out. It seems like Clayton McCullough is very willing to see this lineup take some pitches, see him, get to a 3-2 count, get to a 2-2 count. If you can get Luzardo out of the ballgame after 5 and not let him get through 7, that feels like it's the Marlins' recipe for success tonight.
Yeah, the run value on that sweeper is 12. That is an impressive pitch for Jesus Luzardo. I was talking to some of the broadcasters from the Philadelphia Phillies side, and I said, how do you, when Luzardo struggles, what does it look like? I mean, command is one thing, but the other thing is they talked about when guys get on base, he gets a little bit sped up. He's very emotional, more emotional now. He was always kind of into it, Jack, but it feels like now more than ever with the Phillies, if he doesn't get a call, he kind of gets bent out of shape. Can't be a Steve's guarantee to try to get the home plate umpire to start, missing calls, but It feels like there is somewhat of a recipe to get to Luzardo, and I think it starts with drawing walks and getting on base.
Yeah, I mean, listen, avalanches start with a little snowball.
Yeah.
And, I'm not saying like force Jesus Luzardo into an avalanche, but things really stockpile when you're starting to get mentally sped up, right? It's like, oh, this is the worst inning of my life for Jesus Luzardo if he doesn't get back-to-back calls. And that is like a maturity thing. And Jesus Luzardo, very mature guy, was a clubhouse leader for the Marlins over the last couple of years. But pitching maturity is just a little different. And at the end of the day, if you don't get a call, you got to move on and make the next pitch. If you can get under his skin a little bit with good takes. And again, you're right. Like, you're not asking John Lipka to flub his scorecard today. What you're asking is the Marlins take some very close pitches. And Luzardo get a little frustrated that the Marlins are not swinging at those very close pitches. That could snowball into a crooked inning, and that might be all you need today.
Just as a baseball fan, I'm very excited to see these two face off. It's going to be exciting. Absolutely exciting. Sandy Alcantara, he will make his 28th start of the season. He'll go opposite Jesus Luzardo here at 4:10. We'll break. X-Poll question, Steve's guarantee, and then we're going to play baseball. Jack and Rod have your call. Again, 610 News Radio WIOD. Hang out with us all Saturday afternoon long. Marlins looking to bounce back here in Game 2 on the Marlins Radio Network.
Number 1. Runners at the corners, 8-8 game. Line drive right field. Soto going back. He makes the catch on the backhand, but Ramirez will tag up, and he will score. The Marlins lead 9-8 on the sac fly. JT Realmuto now, and maybe Benito.
1-1. That would lift it out to left center field. That's going to get down and plate 1. That might plate 2. It's rolling all the way to the wall. Hicks getting the runaround from third. He will score. He beats the throw. He scores from first base. And Connor Norby gives the Fish some big-time insurance. No, Marcy at third. Ramirez at first. And Augustine shuffling the 2-0 pitch. That one lifted out to center field. Mullins on the move, ranging back. Cedric Mullins makes the catch. That is plenty deep enough for Jacob Marcy to score from third base. And that's a productive out number 2 at this top of the first inning. A sacrifice fly from Otto Lopez. It opens scoring for the Fish. 1-0 in the top of the first.
Hitting catcher here for the Marlins. Senga, long look at the belt. And the runner and comes home. And it's ripped to left field and deep, and it's going to get over the head. In fact, it's going to get over the wall for a home run. A line drive by Augustine Ramirez. So we wish you the best. 3-0 pitch, ground ball, base hit, right side. A little late start for Hicks. He does get the green light. He'll score easily. And the Marlins have 4 on the board. Hernandez a big turn, but he'll go back to first. It's an RBI for Heriberto, and the boos are coming down here on Kodai Senga and the New York Mets. 4-0 Miami, 30, and that's second in the National League.
0-1. X gets a bunt down third base side. Beatty picks it up on the bare hand. He fires to second, and it's down the right field line. It kicked off the jutted out wall. Sinoha comes in to score, and a throwing error from Beatty plates another. X bunts his way aboard. We'll see how they want to score it, but Xavier Edwards on the misfire from Beatty at the hot corner is standing at second, and he swaps places with Javi.
Well, it just feels like one of those Saturdays. Sandy Alcantara is ready to open up the backpack and tell the fellas, jump in, let's go, let's get a victory here. And the Marlins need it. They're looking to return serve here in Game 2 of this 3-game set with the Philadelphia Phillies. He will go opposite former Marlin Jesus Luzardo here at 4:10. Steven Strom here. Hello, welcome in, man. Happy Saturday. It's starting to feel fun. It's the month of September. We only got 21 games left, and the Marlins are again looking to hop on the back of Sandy Alcantara. And tomorrow there's no starter, at least in line for Miami on Sunday afternoon. So we'll see what happens. But I think right now you're hoping, if you're Clayton McCullough, that Sandy Alcantara can go 6, 7, maybe even 8 innings. He's completed 7 innings in the last 3 starts. Again, he's just been awesome, and he wrapped up a month of August. The last 4 for Sandy, 1.67 ERA. A lot to be excited about. Let's get to our X-Poll question today at Marlins Radio. Sandy has completed 12 complete games across his career with the Miami Marlins. That's third all-time in the franchise's history. Who's in front of him with 14? Make sure to vote at Marlins Radio. I'm not sure if we have Steve's guarantee. Do we have it, Carlos, back in the studio, or no? If you have it, just play it. If not, we'll just keep going with this. Okay, Jesus Luzardo. We had talked about a couple of things and how to get to Luzardo. We know the punch. Luzardo's going to punch out guys. You're just going to have to assume that he's going to get his strikeouts. But how can the Marlins get him out of this game? Similar to what, Christopher Sanchez. We needed Sanchez out of that game 5-6 innings. The Marlins are going to have to do an impeccable job of being disciplined at the plate. They're going to have to draw walks, and they can. The right-handers can against Luzardo. Jesus has walked 45 from the right side, just 7 from the left. Clayton McCullough has decided to go with 7 out of 9 from the right side. Marlins have to show that plate discipline. They have to control the strike zone, and they have to get on base. I like the Marlins to draw 3 walks against Luzardo here today, and I think that's going to be a key not only to getting Luzardo out of this game, but also bouncing back and getting back into the series and capturing a victory, forcing that rubber match tomorrow at 1:40. Folks, I hope you got the itch for first pitch, because when we come back, Jack McMullen, he paints the picture. Rod Allen, he's ready to rock. Starting lineups in first pitch is right around the corner. Thanks for tuning in to the Marlins On Deck pregame show. I'm Steven Strom. Let's flip the M together, Miami. Marlins baseball, it is next on the Marlins Radio Network.
I'm still going for it, even